All right, let's talk about one of the most vital steps for any new venture, strategic analysis. I want you to think of this as a diagnostic for your entire business idea. It's our way of finding those hidden risks before they have a chance to find you.
So I'm going to start with a pretty direct question. What is the one thing, the one single thing, that could completely kill your startup before it even gets a chance to get off the ground?
You know, it's almost never what you think it is. It's the thing you're not even looking for. See, most startups don't fail because the core idea was bad. They fail because of a critical weakness, a blind spot that the founder just never saw coming.
And that is exactly why we're here today. In this explainer, I'm going to give you some professional-grade tools to systematically expose those blind spots. We're going to find them, and then we're going to build a plan to fix them, long before they can become catastrophic. And listen, I want you to forget any idea of this being, business school busy work. Nope. These are two battle-tested diagnostic tools adapted directly from the world of formal project management. They're designed for one thing: clarity, and more importantly, action. So let's dive in.
Okay, so our first tool is the SWOT analysis. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You've probably seen this before, right? Well, here's the thing. Most people use it completely wrong, which makes it pretty much useless. We're going to use it the way professional project managers do.
In case you're not familiar, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Its entire purpose is to give you that high-level, 30,000-foot view of your business by looking at factors both inside and outside your company's walls.
Now, here it is. This is the most crucial point. If you remember nothing else, please remember this. You must separate what is internal from what is external. This one single distinction is the secret sauce that makes the entire analysis actually work. This slide breaks it all down perfectly. See, over on the left, you've got your internal factors. Those are your strengths and your weaknesses. These are the things you directly control, like your team's skills or how much money you have in the bank. You can actually change these. But on the right, you have external factors, opportunities and threats. This is the world, the market. You can't control your competitors, you can't control the economy, and you can't control new laws. You can only react to them. It is so important to never confuse a weakness, which you can fix, with a threat, which you can only prepare for.
And when you're doing this, being specific is everything. I mean, everything. Saying I'm a hard worker is completely useless. But saying I have 8 years of hands-on experience in restaurant operations, now that is a specific strength. I might fail is just a vague fear. But 2 major competitors launched in the last 6 months? Well, that is a specific external threat that you can now build a plan for. You have to be honest and you have to be specific.
Okay, so once you've scanned the entire environment with your SWOT analysis, it's time to turn that lens inward. And we're going to do that with our second tool, the gap analysis.
And again, this isn't some academic exercise. This comes directly from the Project Management Institute's official playbook. It's a formal technique from a field called requirements management, and its job is actually really simple: to compare where you are right now versus where you need to be.
The logic here is just so powerful. On the left, you list out your current state. This is an honest, no-fluff inventory of your resources, your skills, your money, everything you have right now. Then, on the right, you define the desired future state, what you realistically need to have in place to launch successfully. And that space in between them, well, that's the gap. That's the gap you now have to bridge. Now, you need to assess your current state across all the critical areas of a real business. And this is where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. How much capital do you actually have? How many hours a week can you really commit? Do you honestly know how to market and sell this thing, or are you just kind of hoping customers will magically show up? This right here, this is where the real blind spots are hiding.
So identifying the gaps, that's the diagnosis. Now let's talk about the cure. Because finding a gap isn't a dead end. No way. It's the starting line for a real actionable plan. For every single gap you identify, there are only 3 ways to solve it. That's it. Just 3. Number 1, you can hire someone who already has the skill you need. Number 2, you can acquire a tool or a service that just solves the problem for you. Or number 3, you can learn the skill yourself. That's the whole menu. Hire, acquire, or learn. And here's how you decide which path to take. You hire for really specialized skills when you have the budget for it, like hiring an accountant for your taxes. You acquire a tool when it solves the problem efficiently. Don't build an e-commerce platform from scratch, just buy a Shopify plan. And finally, you learn a skill when it's absolutely core to your role as the founder, and frankly, when you have more time than money.
So, we've run the diagnostics, we have the framework for the remedy. Now it's time to turn all of this analysis into a concrete, immediate action plan.
Let me be crystal clear about this. This entire analysis is completely useless if you don't act on it. You've done the hard work. You've identified the critical gaps between where you are today and where you need to be. The analysis part is over. Now, you have to choose.
So I'm leaving you with a direct challenge. I want you to look at your completed gap analysis. What is the single biggest, most critical gap that will stop you from launching? And what is your HAL decision, hire, acquire, or learn, to solve it right now?
Because your business plan, your grand strategy, your big idea, all of it is completely irrelevant until you take that first decisive step to close your most critical gap. Make the choice and start now.